Hey y'all, it's John from Second Chance Composting. Please like and subscribe to our videos here. It's December 1st, 2022. We are very fortunate because, well, we just are in general, but the main reason I mention that now is because right now we're up on our seasonal road at our property where we compost, and once there's snow here, they don't plow the road. We made it up a couple weeks ago. I had a video you could see where I was composting in the snow. There wasn't enough to keep me off the road then. It was the first snow we got, so I could drive through it. Now, it rained yesterday all day, and we're back to no snow. We got a lot of ice, and the wind. There's a wind advisory today, but yeah. So it's December. You never know. We're up in Vermont, so there could be snow up here in October and not be able to get up here. And the way we're doing it in the winter is we're going to drop our food scraps off and tip them. It's called tipping. Tip them at another farm, but the farm is not very close. It's further away than is ideal for us, but it's the only way we can do it. The guy's a great guy. He's a great partner, and he's taught us a lot, and he's very helpful. But we have to pay him to bring the stuff there, for one. For two, it's out of the way. So the longer we can come here, the better. So here's what we got today. I'll show you here. We actually have a lot of material today. Let me see. Hang on a minute here. My wedding ring fell off. I have yeah, look at this. So we did our weekly pickups and our bi-weekly pickups. So we got a lot of material here. And then we also did, somebody had leaves for us. So we got 10 bags of leaves. And then another local church that we've partnered with, we've been taking their, a friend of ours there works there and does the gardens there. And we've been taking the plant matter that she has in bags for free, just to help them out, because she's mindful about composting. So we've done that at no cost for her. So we got some of that, and then we have our commercial accounts. We actually have an extra bucket over there, the tote that we filled, because we're at our max for residential pickups. We don't have any more buckets, and we're working on a different system anyway. So we were short 2 buckets. So what we do is, on our route, we keep most of them like this, full, but we do dump a couple of them in a ready open container here, which we also dump our own personal scraps before I leave in the morning. We dump them in here. And then we dump the 2 of the buckets in there, and then we clean the buckets on the route, and we drop those off to a new, another customer, because we don't have enough buckets. Instead of, bringing them all home and cleaning them and having to go back. So we do clean those 2 en route. We have this little thing here. We pump this up. Got hot water in there. Spray it with some cleaner and use a rag and clean it out. So that's what we do. But what we're going to do now is we're going to unload all this stuff. And it's really windy and cold, but it's actually really beautiful. It makes you feel alive. So we're growing. We had a lot of issues today with people forgetting. We had about 5 people forgot to leave their buckets out. Luckily, we were able to call everybody and get a hold of them and got them all. We write it in our contract that if they forget and we come for it, they have to pay for it anyway. But I don't really like to have to do that, It's Vermont state law that the day that you get this stuff, you have to compost it. At least, maybe not pick it up, but the day that you bring it to your facility, You have to compost it that day. You can't just leave it sitting around. So it's not like trash where you can just, oh, I'll just come back and get it a different day. I mean, I could go get it after on the way home, but then it's got to sit around. So I just want people to be a little bit more mindful of that, knowing how time sensitive it is with food scraps. So people forgot. Maybe the company's Second Chance Company, obviously, to give people a break. It's not a big deal. It just did make my time. I'm about an hour behind compared to my usual time, just from those 5 people. They had to kind of wait around and call them, and one person I had to swing back way on my way back through. Very nice guy. He actually offered to pay me extra to come back, but we've forgotten things. We all make mistakes. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. But a couple good stories today. Might just make sure I'm still on video here. A couple good stories today. I got to a house and a woman forgot. I'm kind of glad she did, because she came out with her bucket. I called her. She came out with her bucket, and I'm standing there talking to her. When I originally went, she was one of my first customers, and I went to her house and told her how it works and gave her the bucket. And her son was there. He's maybe like 4, 5. He's got like really blonde hair like I did when I was a kid. I get there and I'm talking to her, and then her son comes up behind her and he reaches out to me and he just hands me this. And he just hands it to me, and I'm like, oh, thank you. And then he walks back in the house, and I handed it back to her. Once he left, I handed it back to her. I said, I don't want to take his juice box on him. And she said, oh no, you have to take it. She said, he gave it to you, he wants you to have it. I said, oh, all right, I'll drink it. She said he actually has remembered you and talks about you from that one time you came up here and met him. And I said, you know what? That actually makes me feel really good that I can, have some meaningful impact on somebody's life, especially a young person. So that was really cool. So it made it worth it that they forgot. Now, another person forgot, and I got to talk to him. So it's not a total loss. I mean, a big part of this job is meeting people in community, which I really enjoy. I was able to actually talk to another person, and she was very kind and came out, and she wanted to pay me for the next month. And she started talking to me, asked how my daughter was doing, because she met us at the farmer's market, and she saw our daughter down there with us, who's 14 months now. And she asked how she was doing, and she could tell how much I care. And it only gets better, and she said her daughter's 20-something, like 24 maybe, she said. But she said that her daughter lives in New York and does stand-up comedy. So that was really cool, because I used to do stand-up comedy when I lived in Boston. And every comedian has a sort of, if you're a comedian, you have a certain mindset, and you already have like a shared vision or shared outlook on life. So that was really cool. So I told her I'd check her out and see some of her material online. So that was a plus. Just again, meeting people, really nice. I'm not rambling on here. This is kind of makes my time go by better here when I can share some of this with people. I'm just bringing these over. What I did last week, I knew I had a big week this week where all the pickups. So one week we do all our pickups. The next week we only do our bi-weekly pickups. So a day like today, we have all of our pickups. So we have a lot of material and a lot of work to do. So, and with the weather last week, I was done processing everything, and our daughter had a half day. She goes to school right down the street, and she was going to be getting out of school in like an hour. And my wife called. I was talking to her. She said, "Oh, are you gonna get her?" I said, "I didn't think of that." I said, "I could though, because otherwise my wife would have to drive all the way to the next town over, 15 minutes, where I'm right up the road from her. It's on the way home." So what I did last week, because I had some extra time, I got everything done, processed everything, and I spent that extra half an hour, 40 minutes, prepping the site for this week. So I dug our hole that we're gonna dump our food scraps into last week, which actually takes a long time. And if you don't do it right, you're gonna get animals, you're gonna get smells and things like that. So I used that time wisely, and I got it done, and I'm very thankful right now, because heck, it's gonna make my day a lot easier. I got all this material. Now I don't have to dig the hole out. I can just dump, mix, and cap, or basically cover it with a high carbon material, which we will use the sawdust that we have, and these bag leaves. People pay us to pick these things up, which is amazing, because it's so good for compost, and people just want to get rid of them, and it's a benefit to everybody. I make money off of it. They don't have to put them in a dump. I'm the cheapest price around for picking these up. I mean, we leave them in our yard. It's just a personal preference. Leaves are so great. Leaves are natural compost. But that's not how everybody thinks. So if somebody wants to pay us to take them, gladly will. We got the truck, we got the size. And another plus of that is we get the bags. I mean, they're, as you can see, that one's kind of ripped. We'll throw that one away. But some of these other bags are totally fine. I'll just dump them, and I can use them in the future. We can use them for our trash at home, or we can use them when we have to bag different stuff up. And I don't like waste, and I don't really believe in waste. I think the natural cycle of things keeps everything going around again. And the only problem is that we live in such a way that's so fast-paced. We create this stuff that nature can't keep up with. It all goes back to the earth, but so that's what we think of as waste. But it's not really. I mean, it's just the fact that it's like we've created it. Not plastic, oil out of the ground. It's just, that's another spiel I'm not going to get into. But as you can see, here's a little showing of our truck here. We ratchet these in, which is, it's worked really well. It's kind of I'll put this down for a second. It's kind of a minimalist idea, but hey, it works really well. Just pop it off, keeps them in. At first I didn't do this, and the truck was a disaster. There's stuff everywhere. It's hard to get the stuff in and out. And I actually had one time, I left one of the 35-gallon containers like this, which it was tied up. That's all food scraps in there, which is wet. And I had it laying down, and I got to somebody's house, and the stuff was leaking out onto their driveway. So I had to clean that up, and I said, I got to figure a better way. So, and I also ratchet our ramp in. I didn't need it today. I was able to lift the stuff up on my own. But I do have that in case I have a really heavy load or something, so I can just pop that down. And then we have these are from the house we bought. The woman had them on the porch, or right outside the porch, and we cut them down. My mom actually cut them down, and she had them in a way. We have this beautiful river in our backyard, and they were right in the way of the river. Like, you couldn't see the river from our house. Now, with them gone, you can look right out our living room window and see this beautiful big river with the water coming over. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why they would ever plant these plants there. I'm trying to like create beauty, and it's like getting in the way of the beauty that's already there. But another spiel for you. So that's what we got today. I'll cut it here. It's been a long one. I'm gonna process all these. This is what it looks like. This is our morning. We've been going for 3.5 hours already, and we're only done with part one. We have to dump all this stuff, tip it, aka we have to process it, we have to mix it, we have to cap it, and then we have to get home. We have to clean all the equipment, all the buckets and everything for next time, and we'll put it all away in storage, and that's it. So my wife's calling me. I'm gonna let you go. Happy composting. Thank you.